Welcome to Kombi Van Life. Today we're going to be attempting to carpet line the inside of the van. So we'll show you how that's done. First thing we've got to do is take out the floor, the ceiling, take the panels off, take these side panels off as well. The front seats don't need to come out. These footwell trims will need to come off. Seat belts can stay in. I'll show you what I've already done in terms of sound deadening and the foam, the high density foam sound deadening, because I've already done that inside these panels. I've not done it on the roof. So we'll take this ceiling down because we're going to put a slatted ceiling up there. But the first thing we're going to do is carpet the metalwork of the van. We've got new panels going in later, so we're not going to carpet those. So first thing we'll do is have a look at how we get this floor out. This van had the 2+1 Kombi seats in, so we need to pop these plastic covers off. We don't need to take the brackets off where the Kombi seats go, just pop the plastic trim off so we can then get this rubber matting out and take these off. So let's have a look. Okay, so we need to get these plastic trim covers off so we can get the mat out. What you need to do is get yourself one of these or similar. I got this off Amazon. The gloves didn't come with it. It did actually come with some gloves, but I had them anyway. It's amazing. A trim toolkit. It's got everything in it. They're mine. They didn't come with it. That didn't come with it, but everything else in there. Apart from that, pretty much everything that you can see there came in it, along with a load of trim clips, which is in a bag in the garage. But it was cheap as anything. Amazing. You need one of these if you're doing any conversion. It's got little fine metal trim tools and picks. It's got these cables for feeding wiring through, looms through. They're great. It's got stereo removal tools, but these are the things you use the most, and actually these I use quite a lot. So yeah, we're going to use one of these to get these plastic caps out. It's just a case of trying to pick the right one. So I'll go with that one. It looks like that might do it. So you just go under this edge here, lift it a little bit, and it clips off. So the clip's around the edge there, but you can't get at them because they're butted up to the edge of that. So you kind of have to lift it, get your fingers under it, and then prise it from like one side to the other, like that. Not that way, you'll probably break the clips off. So if you kind of pull it to one side and lift, they pop off. First time I did this, I just thought I was going to break them, but you just need to be careful. So down in here, there's a little gap where you can get your trim tool in. I'll bring the camera closer to you so you can have a look. But that lifts it so you can get your fingers on, and then you just get your fingers and twist like that, and it lifts off. There we go. And that one, so let me show you closer. So it's going to be hard to do it with one hand. Just in there, there's a little gap, which you can get that under. Just enough. See if I can hold that at the same time. Just enough to get your fingers under there. And then twist that way. And they pop off. Scary, but it works. So let's get all those out of the way, and then we'll remove the lashing points. But what I think I might do, because I'm going to be kneeling down in there quite a bit, I probably shouldn't have taken them off first, and because I'm going to start carpeting across the top and then down and taking the ceiling off. I want something nice and soft to kneel on. So if you're going to carpet line your van, probably don't do that first, like I've just done, and leave that till you get your carpet down towards the bottom, and then take them off, because you want something nice to kneel on. So be back in a minute. Let's have a go at getting this roof off. Right, so we're going to get the ceiling off. First thing we're going to do is take these trim clips off, these trim strips. They pop off. The little clips underneath are quite prone to breaking. And I found probably this tool was the best to get them under, because you need a bit of leverage, so you can get that under there and leverage it out really gently to try not to break that. I'm going to replace this anyway, so it's not a massive deal. But if you want to put this back up, carpet it, put it back up, then you kind of want to be careful. You can get replacements, but why break them if you don't need to? Then you need a hex 3 to make it quick to get these out. You don't have to have that, but to get behind that first one, to clip it out, it's like 2 pieces. You just go around, pull those out a little bit, then you can get your trim tool behind it a bit easier. These lights just, oh, sorry kitten. These lights just clip off. Oh, get yourself a little pot, plastic pot with a lid on, put all these clips in so you don't lose any. So these lights, you can pull them out with your hands from one end to the other. So they just come out like that. And then those, you can see that, squeeze it to the side, and that just unclips. So we might as well take those out now. So they're pretty easy. So again, get one side of it. You might need a trim tool to get in here, nice thin one, like that, just to get behind it. Trim tool's probably easier than using your fingers. And then squeeze the connector, and that pops off. So I'm going to put these plastic caps back, the ones I took off earlier, just because there's some sharp edges on these clamps where the seat bases go into, and I can just see I'm going to catch my knee on one of them. So I'm going to put them back. Probably shouldn't have taken them off, but at least you know how to do it. We're going to put those back. One of these is handy. Even though this is quite soft, you can feel the ribs underneath. You're going to be on your knees most of the day doing it, so one of them is quite good. So I'll come this side so you can see. So you just get up under here, slide it along till you can feel where the clip is. And just gently prise it from both sides. And then you can see them. Makes a horrible noise to begin with. So it just sounds like everything's breaking. Like that. It hasn't actually broken, but it does sound like it does. And there's probably one either end. There. So the end ones, I seem to have managed to keep all those from breaking. The end ones seem to come out differently. Whether they're supposed to or not, they've come out with the little end bits on. So, not too difficult. Where's the next one? Let's get this one off as well. That one doesn't have any end bits on. So the reason this tool's good and prevents you from breaking your clips is because when you get this in there behind it, if you just use a normal trim tool, you pull on that, you're pulling on that edge and twisting it, which is what snaps that little clip. If you use this trim tool, once you get that in, you can see there, it's right up against it. So when you're prising that, it's pulling it directly down, not twisting it, so you don't break these little clips off. And a little tip. So we don't need that trim tool anymore. So that can go back in. Try and keep everything neat and tidy. Does it go there? Yeah. So the trim tool we're going to want to use is this one. I think I'll have a go with this one. It's surprising you get this trim tool kit and you think, oh, I'm never going to need all those different ones. You do. You kind of they'll all pretty much do the same job, but each one, there's one of them that'll just be a little bit better, like that one for getting those trim strips off was just better. So got a little pot, and then if I do this one, you can probably see it. So that just needs to get a new drill bit holder, so that's annoying. Okay, so what I've learned there, don't bother with a drill. You don't need it. It just goes round and round. All you need is just on a screwdriver, and rather than you kind of unscrew it and twist to the side to give you a bit of a gap to get the trim tool behind. So that's all you need. Up in there, little twist so you can see a gap. Like that. I think that's all of those. So we'll try this trim tool. Yeah. Get your pot out. So let me show you exactly what this looks like. So on this one here, on this one, you get behind that bit, twist, and then both parts should come out together. Sometimes it'll leave that bit in. This might be a bit thick, this one. If you haven't got that out far enough, it's hard to get behind it. So maybe a thinner version of that may be better, like this one. There, you can go around and just release those. So let's pop all these out. And then just remember, this is probably going to fall down. So I'm going to leave 4 corners in last. Oh. Which I didn't actually do. It's quite good, it's because it holds on to them. So if you tilt it like that, you kind of do it with one hand without losing them everywhere. Sometimes they leave that bit in. This is where a helper can come in handy. One left. Just hold that in the middle. And we're down. So try not to damage this. These things are flimsy. They're not proper ply, you see. Okay, let's put that over there. And we're just going to make sure we've got all our trim clips so we don't lose any. Any left in that panel? No. Put that on that so we don't lose them. And that's how you remove the ceiling. So you don't want to see me do that one. And it's exactly the same for these side panels. So these side panels, which have the same clips on, again, get this in, unscrew it a little bit, give it a little twist to one side so you can get your trim tool in. And get yourself a DeWalt locking bit, because this is so annoying. The fact it just keeps coming out. I'm picking one up today, hopefully. Put a link to it down below. Well worth the money. Expensive for what it is, but yeah, well worth it. Just the amount of time it saves you. Some of these you don't actually need to lift out because you can see there's enough of a gap behind them anyway. Just to get, you have to, on these little trim clips, you have to get behind the first part of it, not the second. Because when it pushes in, so when it pushes in, it opens up like that. So when that's pushed all the way in, that opens up. So you can't get it out, it's really hard to get it out. So you need to get your trim tool behind this first bit, which pulls that out first, and then the whole thing comes out. If that's pushed all the way in, like that, you're going to struggle to get it out, especially in these metal panels here. Okay, so I'll crack on with this. That's hot, I'm burning my knees. We'll get all these panels off that ceiling panel, clear up a little bit, get it all out of the way, and then we need to get these door trims off. So we'll see you in a minute when it's done.